Professor Sarah Chen pulled up the first holographic image in the Xenobiology lecture hall. 23 alien students from 12 different species stared at the projection with mild curiosity. It was a house cat, lounging in a patch of sunlight. This, Sarah announced, is one of Earth's most common predators. A Vexenar student, whose species resembled crystalline mantises, chittered in amusement. Professor Chen, that creature is barely larger than a grooming implement. Surely you jest. Sarah smiled. Let me show you something. The hologram shifted to slow-motion footage of a cat hunting a bird. The students watched as the feline's pupils dilated, its body lowering into an impossibly controlled crouch. Then, explosive movement. The cat covered 15 feet in less than a second, snatching the bird mid-flight with reflexes that made several students recoil. That strike speed, Sarah explained, is approximately 40 km per hour from a standing start. The force distribution across its claws creates maximum grip with minimal effort. This animal weighs 4 kilograms and can take down prey twice its size. A Therion student, a peaceful herbivore species, raised a tentacle nervously. But Professor, this is just one small creature, yes? An evolutionary anomaly? Actually, Sarah said, switching the hologram, let me introduce you to the mantis shrimp. The image showed a colorful crustacean in Earth's ocean. It looked harmless enough, until Sarah played the strike footage. This creature's hunting appendage moves at 23 meters per second. The acceleration is so rapid it creates cavitation bubbles in the water that collapse with the force of a small explosive. The impact generates temperatures as hot as the surface of our sun for a fraction of a second. The lecture hall went silent. It punches with the force of a bullet, Sarah continued. And it's only 15 centimeters long. A Krell warrior caste student, whose species prided itself on combat evolution, leaned forward. Surely these are specialized apex predators, Professor. Rare evolutionary exceptions? Sarah's smile widened. Oh no. Let me show you something truly common, the dragonfly. More footage. The delicate-looking insect hovered, then struck. Dragonflies have a 95% hunt success rate, the highest of any predator on Earth. Their compound eyes process visual information so fast they can predict exactly where their prey will be. They don't chase. They intercept. Like living targeting computers. She switched images again. The African wild dog hunts in packs with an 80% success rate. Wolves communicate through electromagnetic signals we're still studying. Orcs develop cultural hunting techniques and teach them to their young. They have dialects, strategies, and specialized roles. The Therion student's skin had shifted to a pale blue, a sign of distress in their species. Professor, you're describing tactics used by the assassin guilds of the Outer Rim. Am I? Sarah asked innocently. She pulled up another image. This is a trapdoor spider. It creates a hidden burrow with a camouflaged lid, then waits, sometimes for weeks, in perfect stillness. When prey walks over it, the spider explodes upward in 20,000ths of a second. The prey never sees it coming. Ambush predation, the Krell student whispered. With patience protocols exceeding military standards. Sarah nodded. And this is a cone snail. It fires a modified tooth like a harpoon, loaded with venom containing hundreds of different toxins. Each toxin targets specific nerve channels. It's so sophisticated that human medical researchers use it as a template for painkillers. Biological warfare, someone muttered. Now consider this, Sarah said, her tone becoming more serious. These aren't trained soldiers or engineered weapons. These are just animals. They evolved these capabilities naturally because Earth is what we call a high-pressure evolutionary environment. Every creature is either predator or prey, usually both. She pulled up a final image, a human hunter-gatherer from Earth's ancient past, tracking prey across a savanna. And humans? We're persistence predators. We don't have venom, claws, or armored skin. What we have is endurance. We chase our prey for hours, sometimes days, until it collapses from exhaustion. We track using reasoning and pattern recognition. We throw projectiles with precision no other Earth species can match. We coordinate in groups using complex language. The Krell student sat back heavily. You're saying humans evolved alongside all these living weapons? Competed with them, Sarah corrected. Learned from them. Domesticated some of them. We brought wolves into our caves and turned them into companions. Those house cats I showed you? We invited them into our homes because they kill smaller predators. The lecture hall was utterly quiet. So when you wonder why humans seem unusually comfortable with combat tactics, strategic thinking, and pattern-based warfare, Sarah concluded, remember, we come from a world where a butterfly caterpillar can emit chemical warfare agents, where birds can recognize individual human faces from hundreds of meters away, and where octopi can solve puzzles that stump most sentient species. She smiled at her stunned students. Earth doesn't produce survivors. It produces specialists in survival. Any questions? No one raised a hand.